It brought the casinos of Vegas into your living room.
Lower, lower.
£1,000 lower than a king. A 2!
It had audiences captivated for 15 years.
It's that whole audience participation thing which just made it really brilliant.
One man was ultimately responsible for its runaway success.
It was Bruce Forsyth's best show.
What a welcome. Thank you so much. Oh.
It is the king, the ace, the diamond in ITV's pack.
The great thing about it was that you didn't need to go on there with any level of knowledge. It wasn't about skill or knowledge, it was just about luck.
Very simple game.
Work your way across the board by predicting whether each of these cards will be higher or lower than the preceding one.
Easily recreated at home with just a pack of cards.
You could say play your cards right was very simple. You could say it was too simple. People could play it at home, but there's nothing wrong with simple if it's fun.
But it wouldn't have been so much fun without one vital ingredient.
Now, I'm the leader of the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack.
Everything that Bruce said was a catchphrase.
Oh! You don't get anything for a pair, not in this game.
Bruce's catchphrases did the trick.
Points make prizes.
A, they were fun, and B, they were a sort of daily advertisement for the show itself.
And here they are, they're so appealing. OK, dollies, do your dealing. Ho-ho! Look at this.
The girls were auditioned for their charm and their beauty, and Bruce used to have a bit of fun with them.
If you want to do just a quick audition, and then we'll... All right, OK, you've got the job.
But I remember at the time it was, you know, it was not so bad. It's only when you look back now and you think, good grief, that is outrageous.
The dolly dealers did sometimes get to say one word.
Have you missed me?
Every chance I got.
That isn't funny.
And they were always dressed in these crazy, mad outfits.
Dolly dealers, would it work today? No!
So we have our cards. All we need now are our players.
Bruce is king with the public. He goes through this whole act where he doesn't know anything about them.
Muriel and Arthur...
Pickless.
What list?
Pickless.
Oh, Pickless.
And then he makes a hilarious joke.
It is bad luck to have a big nose and have a name like Pickless.
I mean, comedians will do anything for a laugh. No matter how much they might smile and persuade the charming people, anything is fodder for them.
Turkish women may have fuller lips, but English women have the biggest mouths in the world.
After their comedy intros, the contestants had to contend with the equally hilarious surveys.
And they would ask them to guess a percentage after they asked 100 people a really silly question.
We asked 100 farmers if the vet gave you some pills to improve your bull's performance. Would you be tempted to try them yourself?
With the contestants and audience worked up to fever pitch, the final round was where the game really came into its own.
What do points make?
He'd just sort of jump about shouting at them and get the audience to shout.
And what do pounds make?
And turn some cards over in a random manner.
An 8! Higher! You say a king!
Hello, hello, and the audience were all doing it. We were doing it at home.
This is the big one.
You could see them sweat a bit.
Oh, yes.
And when you know someone's on for a big win, and you turn that last card over, that's just magic telly.
Good luck, good luck.
So that's Play Your Cards Right. Addictive and unpredictable, but always held together by its incomparable host.
As I thought, in the palm of my hand.
The person to do it was obviously Bruce Forsyth.
Bruce is Mr. Entertainer, so everything Bruce does has to be show busy.
Do that, you know, need to do a little tap dance.
And then those magic words.
Nice to see you,
The Come On Down moment was brilliant television. They'd been hyped up.
And everyone's cheering, all animated. I think they had a zookeeper train the audience.
You know what you're here for, don't you?
They should be like, OK, say the name, will you, Gene Smith?
Come on down! Eileen, come on down!
They grab their head like that, and then they start like that.
Darren Stokes, come on down! Come on
They'd scream and shout as if they'd already won something, and you had to run down those steps in a very un-British way. And obviously for women, very difficult if you didn't have a decent bra.
A simple format based on guessing the value of a complete range of household objects.
If you grow potted plants, what better place to keep them than on a camel?
What is it? How can you possibly know the price of it?
95.
Do you think this is a cheap show?
There were so many different games. I had to keep inventing games that were basically just telling you whether you were right or whether you were wrong, whether the price was higher or lower.
I particularly remember the game Cliffhanger, because the set looked like some 12-year-old had made it in woodwork class.
Just rubbish, you know, not a penny spent on it at all.
They had this little guy going up the side of this cliff, yodeling.
And when you get him to the top, he mustn't fall off headlong into the abyss. And it's a 2-foot drop into some polythene. And I thought that was hilarious. And I think on the edition I watched, I think he actually won it. Yes! And he won a little cup.
At the end of the show, they'd have something called a showcase wheel, and they'd have to get the nearest to 100. And sometimes they'd get a bit weedy, and Brucey was quite hard on it. Come on, now.
What the... No, it's got to go all the way round. Give it a good tug, OK?
The games were funny, but then they'd show the prizes, and that was the comedy.
And 3 cheers to the scriptwriter on those prize descriptions. God, what a job.
Evoke the spirit of the gypsy encampment with the barefoot wild woman dancing round the fire.
I thought our prizes were bad. Could you estimate the value of this? Or rather, how much would you pay to have it taken away?
For some reason, in order to demonstrate how good the prizes were, you have to have a person pointing at them. And obviously not a fat, unattractive one.
The models definitely thought this was their big chance.
There's this guy with a fridge, you know, and he doesn't know what to do, but he's, you know, he's giving it his all. He's doing the big sell, the big smile and everything.
It's a fridge.
The mix of studio madness and extraordinary prizes worked, and The Price is Right went on to top the TV ratings with a massive 16 million viewers.
The excitement of winning came straight into the home, and you were pleased for them.
For some reason, people used to just jump on Bruce all the time. They would run at him and just grab him. They were hypnotised. Someone said to them, that man over there is very attractive, go for it. And they did.
There was no holding back on these people. You know, the whole family had rushed the stage. British people, we don't behave like that normally. What had they done? They put something in their tea before the show started.
So that's The Price is Right. Mad, bad, and very, very loud.
Good night. What a night.